What is up, guys? New YouTube video. I am going to meal prep all of next week's food for work so that I can just pack my meals. I'm going to be making chicken and rice. So we're going to go ahead and get to it and make our meals for next week. While that's preparing, I want to share something with you. That something that I want to share with you is my opinion that has changed on work, on just getting a job and doing work, going to work, whether that's a 9 to 5, whether that's a seasonal job, whatever that may be. My theology, what I believe about work, has changed. You know, I used to, when I first came back from college, I used to think of work like something that would just make me money, just enough money so that I could get out and do what I wanted to do. Something you had to suffer through to get through to be able to get to the goal of each day, which was the fun. So I did side jobs. I did landscaping. I did some construction stuff. I just did a lot of different things on the side so that I could just make cash to do what I wanted to do the fun. I got through work as fast as I could. My quality wasn't always there, but that was what I believed about work, was that it was there to make me money. And I've changed how I view that now. I was 19 when that I was 19 when that happened. So I just wanted to be my own man, do my own thing, be my own boss. So that was my theology of work, was that it was just a view that I had, that I just made the money so that I could go do what I wanted to do. As I was studying through, as I was thinking, there was this, somebody made a really good quote. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was, but the quote was that God created Adam to work, to tend the garden before the fall of man. His job was naming the animals. His job was keeping the garden. He was already working even before the fall, even before sin, which means that God created us as workers. He created us to do his good work. He created us to be a workman. So when I view that and I can relate it to the afterlife, when I relate it to heaven, I believe that when we're all in heaven, we're not going to be sitting back doing nothing. I also don't view that it's going to be all sitting on the clouds just singing all day. That's not what heaven is. If you need a good resource, I actually think this is where the quote came from. But if you need a good resource, read Heaven by Randy Alcorn. It will blow your mind how great heaven is, so much greater than you even know, greater than you even can imagine. Rice boiling. But I believe that we will be in heaven working still. I believe that there will still be works in heaven. I believe there will still be work on the new earth. The new earth is not just complete, perfectly made as it is. I think that God is going to allow us to create, to build skyscrapers, cities. I believe in the new earth that we are going to be able to use our talents that God has given us to create a place that glorifies God. Like, we walk through New York City and we like, wow, the mind of human is crazy. Look how great these skyscrapers are. Look how magnificent this architecture is. But then you think, like, in the new earth, it's gonna be like that, but 1000% of the buildings and architecture and everything made is gonna be made by people whose one goal is to glorify God. Everyone. That is what the new earth will be. And it makes me so excited to look forward to this new earth, look forward to this new place that will become our home forever. So I'm really looking forward to that. But this is how my theology has changed. When I first stepped out of college, work was just to make money. Work was just to make money to pass on the time so that I could go do what I wanted to do, whether that was movie theaters or baseball games or going out with friends. That's what work was for. Was it made me my money so I could go do what I wanted to do. Well, now I have a family that I provide for through this same work, through the landscaping, and through that, I'm able to provide what my family needs. And I continue to go each and every day after day, back to work. It doesn't just give me money that I am to go do the things I want to do, but it also gives me an opportunity to glorify God with my body as I go provide for my family. He created me to work, and so I am doing this job and providing a life, a home, a food, a fun life for my family. And that's how my theology has changed on work. I believe that we are all created to work now and forever. Another thing I was thinking about is like I was saying earlier, how we're all created to work. We're all created to continue to work. Work is a gift. Working glorifies God. Well, what about the whole thought behind glorifying God in all we do? We go to work so much and we like, man, I can't wait till Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Like, let me get out of this week. Man, like I feel like our work is to glorify, we should be glorifying God the most in our work. I am a fault for this. I am like, let's get ready for the week and let's finish the week. But that's not right. Like, God created us to work and to glorify Him through our work. Glorify God in all things. Give all things to the glory of God. Even that work, even that boss that you might be having issues with. You are to still honor him, respect him as your leader, um, and glorify God in that job. I don't understand why we get into a setting where we're just so done with our job. We're so done with this job that is providing for our family. I am at fault for this too, as I get so done with this job I'm working or whatever, but it's providing my family's well-being. It's providing a roof for my son. It's providing warmth for my wife. Like, this is a gift from God. Why do I keep slandering that gift? And how can I glorify God in all that I say and all that I do and work my hardest, not for man, but for God? Why can I not glorify God by working as hard as I can? So work is a gift. Work is not just something that we are all required to do to make money to live, but we can glorify God in that work. There's so many statistics of people who've won the lottery or people who make it big and make all this money, and either they end their life, or they either end their life, or there are drastic numbers of depression, anxiety, and it doesn't offer satisfaction. It doesn't offer the happiness that we all think it will. So it shows it's not really the money that's the problem. It's not. We were created to be workers. Hitting it big, making all this money, it's not what provides long-term happiness. It's purpose. Purpose provides long-term happiness. Having a purpose to do as the Father calls us to live the life that God has already laid out for us, and to go beyond that, to glorify Him in all things, and completely and utterly surrender our life to Him. So work is a gift. It's not something you got to get through. It's a gift. All right, so I have a verse. I want you to understand context before I read this. But back in the days of Paul and the Philippians and the Colossians and all these letters that he was writing, the word slaves and masters was very commonly used when talking about bond servants, when talking about someone who had sacrificed their life to work for to pay off a debt. It wasn't the master putting them in slavery, it was these person committing themselves to this person to pay off a debt. So today we would look at that and just see, oh, that is, in a way, that is a boss and an employee. We are working for them to pay for what we need. They are our master and we are the worker. We are the slave per se, but we are an employee. So Colossians 3:22 and 23. Slaves, obey your earthly masters in everything you do. Try and please them all the time, not just when they're watching you. Serve them sincerely because of your reverent fear of the Lord. Work willingly at whatever you do as though you're working for the Lord rather than for people. If you swap the verse slaves with employees and you swap the word masters with your boss, it reads, employees, obey your earthly boss in everything you do. Try and please them all the time, not just when they are watching. Serve them sincerely because of your reverent fear of the Lord. Now, I'm not trying to change scripture, but when you put it in that perspective, it shows us, it gives us a good outline of how we should be treating our boss. It's how we should be acting towards our employers. And I am at fault for this as well. I'm not just telling you, I'm telling myself. These are things that I have to work on. And I have to work on honoring my boss who's above me, who gives me a job. But as a whole, we are to glorify God in our work, and that doesn't mean just talking about God all the time, but it's working hard. It's doing what needs to be done even when no one's watching. Not just doing it so other people will see, but doing it because God is way more important than our boss. And we are working for Him above all else. So work your best. Do your best. Work hard. Use your talents. If you have a skilled trade, if you are skilled at something, work hard at it. Let people be able to say he is the best person I've ever seen at that. Do your best. Climb the ladder. Work hard. Gain respect. But above all, keep God at the center, and He is the one you're doing it all for. And with that, the meal prepped is done and prepped. The week's ready to go. I've got all my protein logged. I've got everything ready to go for the next week. So now don't have to log any of my lunches all week next week. Everything is ready to go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying. If you do, like this video, subscribe to this video, and comment below if you have ever had a hard time at work and what that was like. And how could God turn it for His glory? So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Have a blessed rest of your day.